Hi everyone. I'm so nervous. Please bear with me. I'm just making sure I can see your comments if you make any. Hi, I'm just trying to open up a doc so that I can see any comments. If you are, let me change my view. If you are here, please do say hi as soon as I can see it. I'll say hi back, but we'll just give it a few minutes for people to find their way here and for me to check that everything's working okay. So just bear with me a minute while I'm you can never check these things until you're actually live, so just bear with me a minute while people join in, and yeah, bear with me a second. Normally this comes up all by itself and it hasn't done, so I'm just making sure everything's okay. I've been nervous all morning. So I'm just double checking that everything's all fine and dandy. Right. So I haven't got any docs. Hang on a minute. Chat, that's what I'm after. Look at that. Hi. Hello. Oh, I'm so pleased there are some people here and I'm not just talking to myself. Hi, Rachel. Hi, Lulu. Hi, Carol. Oh, thank you. Is it Yolanda? If I haven't said that right, Yolanda? Yolandi? I'll try not to be nervous. I do keep saying in my videos, I know I come across fine. I am really shy and really hate being in front of an audience. So I was a teacher for years and I don't know, seemed to go into character when I was in the classroom, and here I am now going to pieces. It's been a long time since I've been in a classroom. Rachel, I'm so excited as well. I hope that you like what the plan is. I'll just make sure plenty of people are here and then we'll get revealing. I was intending to do a reveal of the finished Winging It 2024 project, but I'm saving it because December's a 5 Sunday month. We're going to do a big reveal in the last week. It'll be, I think it's the 29th, Sunday the 29th of December. It is finished. My version's finished. All the videos are recorded and uploaded to YouTube so that I can have a bit of a break over Christmas and turn my attention now to next year's project. And it's in situ, so it's on the wall, which I'm very excited about. It's looking fabulous. So hi everybody. Oh, thank you so much, that's really kind. It's going to be a little bit like 2024, but with some differences. So yeah, I'm really excited about it, so I'm hoping it's going to be fun. Brilliant. Can you all hear me okay? I did do a test this morning, so I think it should all be okay, but I'm hoping. Just give me a thumbs up in the comments if you can hear me. That would really help. Oh, nervous. I've got notes and there will be some things that appear on the table. So I've got a little stash to my side. I've tried to set up the cameras. I'm sorry you can see this camera, by the way. This is my overhead camera, which is a new one. Oh, excellent. I'm glad the sound's working. This is my new camera, so I'm able to do autofocus now. I had the camera I'm using for my face. I can do autofocus, but it focus hunts really badly, and you get a little bit of vertigo, a little bit of motion sickness when I'm working so close up. I think it would work much better if I was filming myself across a room or something like that, but for close work it focus hunted. So this new camera is working a treat, and it's robotic as well, so I can move it and change. I can zoom in automatically at the click of a button. So, oh, hi, brilliant. Glad that you are looking forward to it. Hi, Judy. Hi, Anna. Thank you for confirming you can hear me. We have grown so much this year. I can't quite believe it. It's just been the best experience this year. It's been wonderful to see you joining in the Facebook group and commenting on each other's work. And I'd love to encourage more of you. If you have been stitching along, please just go for it and post. I think the first thing I ever posted online was in, gosh, when was it? It was during lockdown in 2020. And I was absolutely terrified. And I know I get some trolly comments every now and again on YouTube, but they're never that mean. Actually, I find most of them amusing. I don't take things personally in that way. But the amount of encouragement and positivity that's out there in the world is such a joy. So if you've never posted anything before, just go for it, because this community is just the best bunch of people I've ever had the good fortune to stumble across, and I'm so glad that you're all here. It really does make everything worthwhile. So yeah, I think should we go for it? I think we'll go for it. Right, I want to go backwards a little bit first, and I'm just going to scoot over here for a second and show you this. Let me just switch my camera. So this is the Winging It book from 2022, and excuse my mouse, there's not anywhere to put it. This is the Winging It book we did in 2022. This was the first ever Winging It project. Hi Laurie, is it Laurie or Laurie? Hello. It's an absolute pleasure to do this. It's been a long time. I was talking to my daughter this morning. I have been really nervous all morning. It's been a long time since I've done a live stream. I was tracking back, and the last one was at the end of 2022. So it's been 2 full years since I've done a live stream, and I'm very out of practice. But I don't know, if you enjoy this, maybe we should do more of this next year, because now I've remembered what I'm doing. It's actually quite a lot of fun. Brilliant. Right, so let's have a look at this. This is where it started, and the whole point of Winging It was to encourage people to stitch. And I had quite a few friends in my life at the time. I was running a community craft group that ran once a month. It was free. People just came along, contributed if they could, and we'd try out loads of different crafts. We did all sorts. We did iris folding, we did origami, we did patchwork, we made a doll, we made, I can't even remember, Christmas baubles, we made a book sleeve, loads of things. And it was just a joy. And when that project ended, it felt like there was a bit of gap in my life, and had quite a few friends who just kept telling me that they weren't creative, that they didn't have a creative bone in their body. And I don't believe that. And I'll say more about that in a minute. I don't believe it. I think we're all inherently creative. I think I talked about this a little bit in a video a couple of weeks ago. We are all creative. You just have to look at children to see that we are all born creative, and somewhere along the line, we lose faith in our creativity, we lose our confidence, and we start listening to that inner critic and sometimes the outer critic who tells us that we're not very good or we're not good enough. And I wanted to sort of unlock that a little bit. And I do think it's worse for women. I really do. I think the world tells us that we're not enough, and we are. And so I wanted to get everybody sewing. So what I thought of doing was a really small project. I'll open the first page. This was the first page. Really small project each week, stitched on felt because it's totally forgiving. And we would have a colour theme each month, and it basically was a complete embroidery course. So we started with straight stitch just to get used to putting a needle through fabric, and we learnt variations of straight stitches. And the first week was the colour theme, the second week was a word theme, the third week was always nature based, and week 4 was a live stream, slow stitchy kind of experimental piece. And then we put our panels together to make a page, and then we put all our pages together to make a book. These are all still there. The early videos are a bit ropey. I hope I've got better at filming over the years, and I've got better equipment as well. But it was just so much fun, and the channel grew from, I think I had about 30 subscribers when I started. I think I finished the year on about 4,000, maybe not even that many. No, I don't think it was that many. 2.5 maybe. And when there was a 5th week, we did a technique. So we did a plique in January, and then this was week 2. Month 2, this is February. We made these little tabs, month markers, and that was cold colours and lace stitches. And then in March we did yellow, and that was looped stitches, so that was like fly stitch, chain stitch. Then we did pastels, and this was all about knots. So the stitches got more and more sophisticated as we went along. Then in May we did, what were we doing? Combined stitches, and it was bright colours. And there was a 5th week in May, so we did the fabric manipulation underwater coral reef. That might be my favourite thing I did that year. It was just an absolute blast. June was green, and we did, what did we do? I can't even remember what the stitches were. Decorative lines, that's what it was, decorative lines. So we did like Cretan stitch and chevron stitch and herringbone, things like that. Then we did blue in July. You can tell I like my 3-dimensional butterflies. This one appeared in 2023 as well. So it was blue and chain stitch variations for that one. And then we looked at weaving in July because there was a 5th week. Then August we did hot colours, and we were looking at standalone stitches that month, so stitches that just work together to stand by themselves. So sheaf stitch, blanket stitch wheels, road stitch, I think we did Sprat's head, buttonhole cups, things like that. Then in September we did complementary colours, and this was all about couching. That was a lot of fun as well. October we did neutrals, and this was all about woven stitches. So we did, I think the word prompt for this one was mend, so we destroyed fabric and then mended it. We did some Dorset buttons as well. That was maybe my most embarrassing moment, that Dorset buttons video. If you haven't seen it, it's worth a watch, because everything that went wrong could have gone wrong, and I just spent quite a lot of time laughing. And then we did buttons and trims for our 5th week project, so we learned about tassels and decorative edges and did some of these. And then it was earth tones in November with fill stitches, and that was our first bit of thread painting that we did, the little cat. Then in December it was metallics and string stitches, so these are string sort of knotted decorative string stitches. And then we put the book together, so all of that instruction is still there. 2023 we made, that won't go anywhere by the way, those videos will stay there forever, so if you're new to embroidery, that's the way forward. It's a complete course, all the stitch tutorials are there. And 2023 we did the quilt, which is too big to put on here, but there are videos about the quilt that you can have a look at. And then this year we've done our fabric journal, so we've built a panel over a month, step by step, and I hope you've enjoyed it. I do try really hard to keep everything varied and different, so I try not to repeat things that I've done before, and I try and keep the techniques that we use quite varied, so although they come up again in part, I try not to repeat anything directly. So we've only done weaving once, for example, this year, and we've created backgrounds in loads of different ways. We did batik, we've done, what else have we done? Slow stitch we've done. Yeah, it's been fun, and I do try to keep it varied because we don't want to just keep repeating the same ideas over and over again. So it's a challenge for me. It keeps me creative because I have to think really carefully about how to do things, and I hope it's fun for you as well. So there's always a bit of variety, and I hope if you've been around since the beginning, thank you. But I hope that you've seen that I do try and break things down as much as possible. I do try and push you to be a little bit more ambitious every now and again, which I know some people find challenging. It's the teacher in me. I can't help but push people to excel and to exceed their own expectations. So it's just, I've just loved it, and I hope you like the finished hanging. It's all stitched together and ready to go. So I'm just looking at comments in case I've missed everything. I like the May Colours one as well. It was just such a fun project. So here we go then. The big news is that next year there are going to be 2 projects. So there are going to be 2 things that you can join in with. So there will always be free content on my YouTube channel. So I'm going to carry on with the Stitch Alphabet. So if you don't know what that is, there's a playlist for these things. This is the Stitch Alphabet, and I'm going through this. This a slow stitch book that has got a record of stitches beginning with each letter of the alphabet. We're just up to F. I'm hoping that G will be ready for this Wednesday. Hoping. I'm doing my best. So hopefully G will be ready. So this is the G page, and we're going to get some quite textured stitches, granitos, and there's several stitches coming. F was the last one. And I'm actually up to I with my book, and then I'll carry on and make the rest of the pages. So that will carry on. The Patchwork Adventures will carry on. I've still got some kits to show you and some Feather Stitch House products to share with you that you haven't seen yet. So yeah, I hope I hope you'll stick around for those. So that will be on a Wednesday on YouTube, and the Sunday videos will continue and they will carry on being free. So next year we're doing a project. Winging It 2025 is called Pick of the Pots. So we've had the felt book project, we've had the garden quilt project, we've had the fabric journal project, and next year is going to be Pick of the Pots. So what is going to be involved? I've got 3 pots here. They're all ready to go. And in each there are 53, because there are 53 weeks next year. 53 colours. I don't know that this is the order of the pots. Let me have a sip. Right, so, yeah, no. Yeah, this is a pot of colours. So I'm going to pick a colour out each week. And I haven't decided how to do that. Yeah, I might do a little live pick on a Friday over on Instagram and Facebook, and so you can get your stuff ready if you want to. The second pot has got a shape in it, so we've got a colour, a shape, and the other pot has got a stitch in it. So I've got 53 different stitches there, so we're going to pick one from each pot, and that will be our combination. So that's our pots. They're just little plant pots that I had on top of the cupboard in my utility room. And we are going to work on tiny little pieces of felt. So if I bring that up to the camera, we're going to work on pieces of felt that are 7 by 10 centimetres. And if you work in inches, that's 2 3/4 by 4 inches. So tiny little note cards like that. Now I have cut, so I'm giving a bit of a clue, all the felt for the year. So if you want to get felt, you can just get a coloured pack or whatever and hope for the best. You can also add to it. These aren't in the order. This is just all of the colours that are in that colour pot. And there's some left field things in there. So hopefully there'll be some surprises along the way. So I've already cut them. Now you might notice that these are bigger. I've cut pieces that have got about 1 centimetre border because as I stitch and add things, it will distort a little bit, and that will enable me to just trim it back and square it off. Hi little sparrow. Thank you so much. That's a really kind thing to say. Glad somebody likes it. I'm never very sure, but yeah. So there we go. So I'm going to film these as live. Now I did try to do that this year and got a little bit ambitious. I'm going to try really hard to be disciplined this year and film them as live, and we'll just improvise it. So if you didn't know, everything I do in Winging It is kind of improvised. So I have an idea that I want to work with. So this month I wanted to do something based on Christmas carols, and so if you haven't seen yesterday's video, do go and watch it. We have made music and it's playable score, so I've used beads and ribbon and some simple stitches to make some playable music score that follows an exact tune. So that's the kind of idea that I had, and then I improvise it as I'm going, as I'm filming. So I don't have 2 of these fabric journals, I've only got the one, and I make it up as I'm filming. So sometimes it goes well and sometimes it doesn't. Hopefully you'll see that a little bit more next year. So I think just to take pressure off ourselves, some of these you'll love and some of them you won't, but I'm hoping that you'll learn something each time. So said that I had a book in 2022, quilt in 2023. How are we going to present this? So I have purchased, this comes in a pack of 2. There's a slight problem in that it's only got 48 pages, so we're going to have 5 that I can't house, but I'm trying to work out how I'm going to go about doing that. I think I'm just going to take some pages out of the second one and add it to the first. We'll put a link to this in the description after I've finished the live scream. That's a Freudian slip if ever I heard one. After I've finished this live stream, I will put a link to this book. So it's Artway Indigo, and this is a little sketchbook. It's got nice, fairly robust thick paper, and the reason I've chosen the size I have is because it fits nicely on the page. If you think about 1/2 centimetre of that's going to be trimmed back off. I can write the prompts underneath and the date if I want to, or I can just pop it in the middle, that's fine. And I'm going to, maybe the solution would be to put one on the front, one on the back, but I think it'd be better if we just stuck to one side of the page. And yeah, so that's what we're going to do. So nice cute little book. It's a little bit like, it's kind of been inspired by, if you've seen any of the slow stitch videos, I've got another book. Also, I love this company. They just make the most beautiful books, and I like them because I don't like books that splay. I'm just not a fan. I don't know why. I just don't like it. Because they've got a band, it keeps everything nice and contained. So we'll see how well that goes. This has got handmade paper, and this is where I put all my slow stitch pieces from the slow stitch videos that I make. So they will carry on as well. I've got another one in the pipeline that's coming out in a couple of weeks, maybe over Christmas. I'm just going to check the comments because I can see that some questions have come up. Will I be doing the colour packs of felt? I don't know. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. I can do. They might be quite expensive though. That's the only thing, and I do kind of want to encourage you to use stash that you have. I'm using felt. You could also use blanket if you've got bits. You could do something like we've done this year, where you just put bits of old fabric, an old sheet or something on a background. I'm going to stitch on the colour of felt that I pick out of the pot, but you could stitch colourful fabrics and threads onto a white background, or keep it consistent with like an oatmeal or a natural linen or something like that. So in my stitch book, the natural linen is always the background, and I've just put the colours on. So you could do it more like that if you wanted to. You don't have to have the colour as felt in the background, and some of these colours you can't do with felt. Not easily. I'm not going to give very much away. There are some colours in here that aren't in here, but I'm just going to work with it and adapt. So I could do some packs of felt, but I think let me know if there's demand. I'll work out a way of doing it, but let me know what you want. Now, to make life easy, I've also cut myself a template. So I've cut a little square of grey board, and I've cut a 7x10 window out so that I can draw my frame on my felt, and I know where the boundaries of my frame are, and then I can trim it back. So that might come in handy as well if you want to make one of those. So I just think I cut it 12x9 and then cut a 1 centimetre border around. You can work in inches if you like. So I think it's going to be fun. I'm hoping that the videos will be about half an hour, 40 minutes long, as live, and we'll just slow stitch together, and some of them will be a bit of a challenge, I think, but we'll never know what's coming up. So yeah, that's the first project. So if that sounds like something you're up for, every Sunday 2:30 on YouTube, pick of the pots. It's the way forward. That's what the project's going to be, and like I say, I'll put a link to the book that I'm going to use in the description after this video. I think how will it all fit in the book? I think it will be fine. I'm only using 1mm felt, so it will splay. It will splay to about 5-6 centimetres maybe, like that. Our band is very stretchy, so I think that band is going to keep it a little bit contained. And because they come in packs of 2, if it's getting too chunky, we'll do 2 volumes, and we might make a little strap to hold them together. So we'll see how it goes. So that's the free project. There is something else though, and this I think is going to be a lot of fun as well. I'm going to do a second project. So if you've been around all year, you'll know that I was a teacher. I was a teacher for 20 years. I qualified in 2000 and started teaching in 2004, and had a little bit of a career break when my daughter was born. I got quite poorly after that, and went back in when did I go back? 2015, and have been teaching all that time. And I don't teach textiles, I teach English. And I decided, after my mum died so suddenly, my dad is 89 next Sunday and is now on his own and needs somebody checking up on him and things like that, and it was going to be so hard for me to do that whilst teaching. And this is really where my heart is. I just love making videos for you and getting you stitching and all of that kind of stuff. So I took the decision after my mum's accident that I was going to leave teaching and focus on things that matter. And I think, I don't want to get all maudlin, but I think a significant moment like that in your life really does make you reevaluate and think very hard about what life's all about. And I was so stressed and so tired, and because I've got rheumatoid arthritis, it is exacerbated by stress. And so if I'm stressed, I'm in more pain, and I have felt really well mostly since I stopped teaching. So it is doing me good to not have an hour commute each way and be in a very difficult school in a very stressful situation with loads of work to do afterwards as well. And I'm just loving building Feather Stitch House. Being able to go to shows, meet some of you in person. Thank you if you've come to see me at a show. It really does mean the world to me. And thank you as well if you've brought your Winging It book. I saw some absolutely stunning 2022 books at the NEC and at Leicester when I went. So thank you. I am going to be at some shows. I'm at the Newark Quilt Show in January. I'm going to do, I will do a video about all these dates. I can't remember when the dates are, but I'm at the Newark Quilt Show in January. I'm back in Exeter at Craft for Crafters. I think it's called Craft for Crafters in Exeter. I'm there again next year. I think that's in March. In February, I'm at Textiles East in St Ives in Cambridgeshire. I think I'm also at Textiles East in the autumn as well. I think I'm going to be back. I don't think I'm going to be at the NEC, but I think I am going to be at the Doncaster I can't remember what it's called. Creative Craft Show. Yeah, so I think I'm going to the Doncaster one. So yeah, bring your projects along because it just fills me with joy to see them. So I left teaching back in April, and that obviously has meant that our income has gone down, but the quality of our life has gone up. And so I think doing this is a joy, but I do have to keep a roof over my head, and I do have to feed my kids and things like that. So I am going to add in a subscription project next year as well. So this always makes me feel uncomfortable. So I'm just going to go for it. And I know that you know me well enough, hopefully, that, you know, this isn't a big money grab. This is me just inviting you to become a supporter, really. So I have set up a subscription model on a platform called Ko-fi, and if I can just find my way there, hang on a minute. I'm just going to fiddle around a little bit for a moment, because I can put in, I'm hoping I can put in the link in the description below. So if I just click save there, if you go into the description below, you should find now a website address, kofi.com/featherstitch-house, that you can click on and check out the different tiers. So let me tell you what the project is going to be. I'm calling it Postcards from the Hedge because, you know, everybody likes a cheesy title. Named after the film Postcards from the Edge. And so we're going to make some postcards. Postcard size, so 6 by 4 inches, which is 15 by 10 centimetres approximately. So the size of a postcard or an old-fashioned photo that you would have developed from a film. And we are going to make a series of postcards that are probably a little bit more advanced, a little bit more. That's not to say that if you are new to stitching you won't be able to do them, because I like to make everything accessible for everybody, but we'll do probably more exciting and more varied, that's a better word, techniques. We'll do a little bit more applique, maybe some interesting textile techniques, a little bit like the journal this year. So if you've managed to have a go at some of those things, this will be fine for you. Now, to store these, because we're going to end up with quite a lot of them, I have purchased a little photo archive box, and this is, it wasn't expensive. They come in red or blue. I chose the blue one. You get little dividers if you want to. You don't get enough to divide each month, but you can buy more if you want to. And these will just fit inside the box really nicely, and this will be our Postcards from the Hedge box. So this is going to be a small piece of textile art, fabric postcard, that's going to go into our little archive box, and I'll write something on the front when I'm ready. So I think I'm going to work on felt, but again, you could work on something a little bit like what we've done this year, so a piece of batting with fabric over the top. If you've got an old like commercial quilt or an old wool blanket, you can cut that down and use that. I've cut this exactly to size just to show you what sort of size we're working on. So these are going to be all on a nature theme, and we're basically going to go through the countryside and create a little postcard. So we'll do some birds. I'm hoping we'll do a bird each month. We'll do some flowers. We'll do some scenery. We're doing, what else have we got in there? We've got like greenery, trees, branches, leaves, that kind of thing. We've also got quite a lot of creatures in there. So if you enjoyed the mushrooms and the hedgehogs, this is going to be right up your street. If you liked the postcard in July where we did our batik Zentangle postcard, we'll have things like that. If you enjoyed the January landscape scene that we did back in January, the watery landscape, there'll be things like that kind of thing. So I have got a plan. If any of the other years are anything to go by, that plan will change, but I have kind of planned out the things that we're going to stitch. If there's anything that you would particularly love to see, then do suggest it in the chat or in the comments on this live stream, because I want it to be fun. I want to, give you what you want. So if there's anything that you would love to learn how to sew, I will try and learn it and then try and show you how to do it, or we'll find a creative way of doing it. So that's what we're going to do. Now, there are 3 tiers that you can access on Ko-fi. So there's going to be a video only tier, that's called the Garnet tier, and it's going to be £4 a month, and that will give you a video each week. So it works out at just under £1 a week. I think it's about 92 pence a week, because there are going to be 53 over the year. Some months have 5, will have 5 videos in them. So it works out just less than £1 a week. You'll get a full tutorial video, a little bit like our Sunday videos have been this year over on YouTube, and it will show you what I do, how I build my postcard, and we'll go through all the stitching, and yeah, complete tutorial, a little bit like what we've been doing on Sundays this year. So that's the basic option, that's the Garnet tier, £4 a month, and you can sign up right now. So there won't be any videos until January, but if you want to, you can sign up now and make sure you are straight in there in January. It will charge you as soon as you subscribe, so you would have to pay an extra 1 month, but if you want to make sure you're in and that you don't miss out and you don't forget about it, you can do that straight away by clicking on that link below. So that's the basic tier. There is going to be a second tier. This is the Citrine tier, and that's going to be £6 a month. So for an extra 48p a week, something like that, you will get a pattern or template. So if you're not a confident sketcher, or you just would like to have a pattern to work on, lots of people like to have something to use to break their design down and things like that. So if you want a pattern or a template or a sketch that we're going to work from, you can join the Citrine tier, and that will give you access to the video and the template to go along with it. So that's the Citrine tier. Now, you will have noticed that over this year I've been adding in a little bit more poetry, and I'm going to add a third tier, and that is going to be the Poetry Plus tier. So that is the Emerald tier. This is going to be £8 a month, and if you have been enjoying the poetry and a little bit of literature that I've been weaving in there, you can join the Emerald tier. That is going to be £8 a month, so it's another about 48 pence a week. So that's £2 a week instead of £1 a week. And for that, you will get the tutorial video for the postcard and the pattern, and you'll also get the supplementary poetry content. And I'm going to try and tie the poems to whatever it is that we're stitching that week. So if we're stitching, I don't know, I'm trying to think, oranges, I will try and find. I do happen to know a great poem about an orange. It's by Wendy Cope. It's brilliant. I don't have it in front of me. I didn't know I was going to mention it, but check out Wendy Cope, Poem About an Orange. It's so life-affirming and beautiful. So there will be some poetry content there for you as well. So if that is something that floats your boat, and if you want to learn more poetry, if you want to access some literature while you're sewing, then that is the tier for you. So 3 tiers, let me just summarise that again. So the Garnet tier is just the video, and that's £4 a month. You'll get a video each week, you'll get a little prompt in your inbox, your email inbox, and that will have a link in it. Now, I have used Ko-fi. It does log you out periodically, so if it says sign in to access the video. It just means that Ko-fi has logged you out rather. You just have to log back in again, and I think that is a security thing so that you don't indefinitely stay logged in. So every now and again it will prompt you to log back in, and all the videos will be there. So yeah, so Garnet tier is £4 a month, video only. Citrine tier is video plus template, pattern or sketch, depending on what we're using that week. That's going to be £6 a month. And then for £8 a month, you get the video, the pattern and the little poetry content as well. So you can sign up today, as I say. If you want to, you will pay on the first day. The next payment will come out at the beginning of January, so you won't get anything for that first month's payment, but if you want to sign up now, you can. It's open and available as we speak. I just activated it just before I came online. So that's the 3 tiers, and yeah, I'm really excited about it. I don't know if anyone will sign up. But it's a way of you carrying on learning in the way we've been learning this year. I hope I've shown you that I do have lots of skills maybe that are worth sharing, and that I do try and make things accessible and easy to do. So there'll be loads of variety in that. I can't wait to get going. I'm going to start filming these this week to make them available in that first week of January. So that's Postcards from the Hedge subscription model. Should say that Ko-fi is a little bit like Netflix. So while you're subscribing, you get access to everything, and when you stop subscribing at the end of that month, you lose everything. So it's only available while you're subscribed. So thank you, Rachel. I want to try everything as well. So yeah, I hope that you'll join in. Yeah, I think it'll be fun. So we're going to have 2 things running next year: the Postcards project and the Pick of the Pots project. So nice and small, achievable projects once a week. The Postcards video will be released on Wednesdays, so 2:30 on a Wednesday over on Ko-fi for the Postcards from the Hedge, 2:30 on a Sunday for the Pick of the Pots project. So you can do just the Pick of the Pots, you could do both projects if you want to, you could do just the postcards, whichever floats your boat, or you could do none of it and you could go back and do one of the projects that sorry, my dad's ringing me. You could do one of the projects that we've done in the past. It's all going to be available. I'm not intending to take any videos off YouTube at all. So I think it's really important to me, and one of the reasons why I wanted to do the Winging It project in the first place was because sewing shouldn't be an elitist thing. And I do occasional workshops and I run workshops, and there is a demand for workshops, but not everyone can access that. So not everyone lives within an hour's drive of where I host workshops. Not everybody can afford to go on workshops. And so what I wanted to do is make sewing accessible to everybody. And I think it shouldn't be an elitist thing. So if you can afford to do the subscription model, then great. But I don't want to leave out people that can't afford it. And I know in many countries at the moment, things are really tight, and I totally understand that. So I want to make it as sort of level the playing field as much as possible. So there will always be something free going on this channel, because that's what's in my heart. I want to give away. I could give away everything if I if I was able, but I'm not. So I hope that you understand that. Now, if you can't do postcards from the hedge, but you have loved this year, or you've really enjoyed it and you want to offer a little bit of support, there is also an option on Ko-fi to buy me a coffee. I don't really drink coffee, but buy me a cuppa, and so you can make it just a one-off donation if you want to. So if you've enjoyed the content, if you just want to make a little bit of a contribution, you can't do every month, but you just want to make a one-off, you can go over onto Ko-fi and just make a one-off donation. And I do feel like I do feel really shy about, I think British people always feel a little bit cringy about talking about money, but it's a necessary evil, isn't it? And if you just want to support the channel, if you just want to, whatever, then there is absolutely no obligation. But if you can and you want to, it is so much appreciated. I can't even begin to tell you. If you can't afford it, there are other ways you can show support for the channel. Just hitting the like button is fab. It gives videos more traction. I don't pretend to be an expert on the YouTube algorithm at all, but likes give videos more traction. Comments give videos loads more traction. So the more comments, the more people see the video. Sharing it, so if you share it on your social media, or if you have a friend who you think would really enjoy the project, just sharing it. You do that by clicking the little curvy arrow underneath. So I'm just looking at it on my phone. It's next to the like button. That forward arrow, you can forward it to your social media, or you can copy the link using that. So if you press the share button, you can copy that blue link and you can share it via WhatsApp or Facebook or Twitter, X. You can send it by email, whatever. That always helps as well. And letting it run, letting the video run. So even if you don't want to watch it all, it is really supportive if you just let the video run. And if you let the adverts play, that really helps as well. So any money I get from YouTube, it's not a lot of money, but any I get comes from ad revenue. And so if you let adverts play, it's a really easy way to show support. And I know they're boring, but I do try for YouTubers that I follow. I always let the adverts play in their videos, because it's just a way. You can't support everybody financially, but that is a way that's very little cost to me. That really helps them. So there we go. So that's the big 2025 reveal. 2 projects, one on YouTube, one over on Ko-fi, and I hope that you'll join me for one, both, or just watch to see what I'm up to. It'll be fun. So there will be videos midweek as well on YouTube. So those ones that I've mentioned, so my What's in the Box videos looking at our kits, the Stitch Alphabet will carry on, Patchwork Adventures will carry on, Slow Stitch will carry on for a bit until I've covered the main reasons why I slow stitch. What else do I do? Just random ones. I should say on Ko-fi you might get some bonus behind the scenes videos as well. So if I'm off out and about somewhere, I might take you with me and do a bit of filming and show you what I'm up to. So there might be some extra videos that show you a bit behind the scenes as well. So yeah, I hope that's exciting. If you've got any questions, do leave them in the comments. Probably leave them in comments rather than in chat, because the chat will probably disappear after this. So I can't remember what YouTube does with chat. I might be able to make it stay, I don't know, but chat will probably disappear. But yeah, if you've got any questions, you can ask them now and I'll try and answer them live. Oh, hello, Connie. Don't worry, this will be available to watch back after we finish, so you can go back and watch from the beginning and find out all the news. It's essentially here. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. Just get my mouse on the go. Let me zoom in. So the measurements will be there on the screen for the two projects. There we go. So Winging It 2025, Pick of the Pots, and Postcards from the Hedge over there. So yes. Anyone have any questions? Let me just check my notes. Just make sure I've covered everything. I think I've got everything. I think I've said everything. I think the only other thing that's left to say is just to thank you. I did start with this, but I know lots of people have joined in as I've been chatting away. I think I'm so grateful to be a part of this community. You are just wonderful people, and you're so supportive, so encouraging, you're so faithful. It really does make my day to see your versions of the things that I've created, your interpretations. I love it when you come and say hi at shows. Please never be embarrassed about it. I'm shyer than you, I guarantee it. When I did Myers-Briggs, I came out at 96% introvert, which is apparently really quite unusual. So I will be more nervous than you, I promise you. Please come and say hi. Show me what you've been up to. If you've been doing your own project, I just love seeing what people are making. So just bring it along, show me. I love to see it. I'm so grateful for you all. And I love how you encourage each other. I love how you encourage me. I do try. I'm really behind in replying to comments on YouTube. I've been putting all this together in the background, and it's just you all know this time of year is hectic, so trying to keep up with everything is a really big deal. But I do try and reply to comments. It is getting to the point now where I'm struggling to keep up because there are so many, but I do try. I do read every single one. So if you put a comment on the video, absolutely know that I have read it, because I don't ignore anybody. Yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for every share, every like, every comment, every comment about somebody else's comment. Thank you for joining the Facebook group if you have. Thank you for supporting each other. Thank you for letting me be a part of your life. You are just brilliant. So I can't thank you enough. It really does. I could start crying if I let myself, but I'm trying not to. You are just fabulous, and I feel privileged to be a part of your Sunday or your Wednesday or whenever it is. Thank you. Just trying to read comments at the same time. It's great. Would you like more live streams next year? Because I've said I can do some as live. Back in 2022, I did one live stream a month, and now I've remembered how to do it, as I've said. I think we could do this. So I could do a live stream if that's something you're up for. We could go back to doing that. I quite like doing them because there's no editing, and actually the filming is never the problem. The editing is what takes the time. So yeah, just if live stream, seems like there's an appetite for more live streams. Well, let's do it. Should we do that? Maybe we could do a live Sunday once a month. I'll chat to Rick and see what he thinks about the regularity, but there's no reason why we can't do some live streams. And I've set everything up now. So I've set up my face camera, I've set up my streaming system, so I've set it all back up again. I think they're fun too. New stuff in my shop. There is some new stuff in my shop. Oh, hang on a minute. Materials, adding materials. We do sell a bit of felt in our shop online. Just let me know in the comments. So not the chat, but the comments. Put a comment if you want me to do a felt pack. And if there's enough demand, I'll do it. It's just like cutting it all up to then only sell a handful. It took me half a day to just cut for myself. So it will take quite a long time, and I want to make it worthwhile. So if felt is something that you'd like me to come up with, then leave a comment and I'll see what the demand is. Would I consider doing materials? I'm always nervous about doing materials, you know. I don't know why, but I am really nervous about it. Just because, well, I do know why. It's because we are a super small business, really, really small, and it is mostly just me. And so the investment ahead of time is a big deal for us, because I don't want to get all businessy and whatever, but cash flow is something that small businesses worry about all the time. So to get the materials is a pressure on our cash flow, but maybe we could do like a pre-order system. I'd have to do a bit of research and planning, but maybe we could do a pre-order system where you pre-order it and I only buy what's been pre-ordered. Let me know in the comments what you think about materials. But yeah, maybe I like the idea of a diamond level. Didn't B&Q used to have a diamond club for the over 60s or something like that? I don't know. New stuff in my shop, yes. So my favourite new thing is the kiwi pincushion. So this is a great stocking filler. I don't really want this to turn into a sales pitch, and I don't have everything with me. But the kiwi pincushion, so it's constructed in a way that your wrist is safe. You can wear it on your wrist. It's very lightweight because it's felt. It is filled in a way that will keep your pins sharp. So it's not just fibre fill in there. There's something else in there as well. That is designed to keep your pins sharp. It's you make the strap to fit your wrist. So this one fits me. You can work with it if you're working at a sewing machine. It's really handy. So these are currently available. So in December 2024, these are currently available at £15 for the kit. So it's a nice, easy gift. Stocking filler. We've also got the hellebore garland. I don't have the garland, but I've got the booklet. This is the garland. This is the fourth in the seasonal garlands set. So we've got spring hellebore, summer sunflower, autumn leaf, and winter poinsettia. I have got the poinsettia garland here. It's ready to go up on my fireplace. Haven't got there yet. So that's the winter poinsettia. I did do a video about this the other week, and I've got a video about the hellebore garland, I think, as well. The gemstone heaps are selling quite well at the moment. So if you're looking at Christmas presents, we've got gemstone heaps. I haven't got any without disappearing and rummaging around in the background, which I'm not going to do. So I'll probably do a video about the gemstone heaps. There are 2 new products, and if you are willing to travel or local, there are new dates for workshops as well that are new in the shop. So if you go to featherstitchhouse.co.uk on the internet, go to our shop, you can see everything there, but there's a section in the shop for workshops, and we've got 2 dates in January, February, March and April. So there's a Saturday and a midweek date for 4 workshops. We've got the landscape workshop, the woodland workshop, the custom clock workshop, which is basically an introduction to embroidery workshop where you learn 12 stitches and go away with a clock in colours of your choice. And the 4th workshop, which is new for 2025, is a snippet roll, a mindful snippet roll. So we'll have some gentle music, we'll have nice smells, we'll have cake, herbal teas galore, and tea and coffee available all day, and you can just come and have a really peaceful day stitching a snippet roll that you can then take away and add more detail to at your leisure. So that's also new in the shop at the moment. So yeah, I think if you go to featherstitchhouse.co.uk and check it out, check out all the things that we sell. We do ship internationally. If you're watching from Canada, the postal strike means that we are unable to post. You can put an order in and we'll just hold the order. We've currently got a couple of Canada orders waiting for shipping, but Royal Mail, which is our postal service, will not ship to Canada at the moment because Canada's postal service has asked that we don't. So if you are watching from Canada, by all means order and we'll keep it for you, and we'll post it out as soon as postage gets released again to Canada. But we do ship worldwide. If you are in Europe, so if you're in the EU, you only have 3 more days to order from us because we are no longer able to ship to the EU after the 13th of December just because of the safety regulations that have come in that has affected every small business that I know. It is too costly to ship to the EU now, so we can't do it. So yeah, if you want to order from the shop, can't remember the last posting dates, 19th of December I think for second class, and probably about the 21st I think for first class. Can't remember, but yeah, check it out, see what there is, and Rachel, thank you for joining us. I hope your cat's okay. Hope your Christmas tree's okay. I'm going to wrap it up now anyway, so you won't be missing anything. It is almost end of school time and I've got to go and collect my husband and daughter from school in a little while, so I'm going to wrap it up now. If you do have any questions, you can ask in the Facebook group. If you ask, put a comment on this post in the Facebook group, so the post about this live stream, I'll pick it up there. You can message me on Instagram, you can DM me on Facebook, you can email info@featherstitchhouse. Let me write it down so you can see it. No, that's a white pen. That's no use. So info@featherstitchhouse. All one word, .co.uk. That's our email address. And if you've got any questions, queries, suggestions, if there's anything you would like a postcard featuring on a postcard through the year, any birds in particular or plants that you'd like to learn how to stitch, that's the place to do it. I can't guarantee that I'll do everything because we only have 53 slots in the year, but I will try and accommodate as much as I can. So that's our email address. Just get in touch, just reach out, and either I'll answer or somebody else in this little community will answer as well. So thank you so much for joining me. Do check out Ko-fi. The link is in the description, and I'm just going to put the links to the other products that I've bought. So the box for the postcards, just bringing it back in case you missed it. So the little postcard archive storage box, and the sketchbooks. Oh, I'm zoomed in quite far now. They won't all fit on the sketchbooks. I'll put the links to those in as well. And yeah, let me know if you want me to make some felt bundles for you, and we can see what we can come up with, see what the demand is like. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for all your lovely, lovely comments. Check out yesterday's video, and there's another one coming on Sunday next week, and I will hopefully see you either for picking the pots for the postcards project or for both in the new year. Love you all so much. Thank you so much for joining me. Take great care, and if I don't speak to you, if I forget to say it again in another video between now and the end of the year, have the very best Christmas you can and a really peaceful and happy new year. Bless you all. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you very soon.